There's so much oppression, so much like you're this, you're that, the comments, those things are supposed to bring you down. There's bullying everywhere. Weakness is my biggest fear. When I started putting dance in the picture, it just kind of gave me that power. You make me feel weak, I'm gonna show you I'm not.
Excited to talk to you because I don't know that much about you, and just to learn more about you like makes me so excited.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to share too. Like I'm just literally gonna talk out of my head, you know. My name is Andrea Garcia and I'm from Chicago and I'm currently in Chicago. I'm pure Mexican American. I do spend a lot of time in Mexico though. I have always lived in a household full of people. Dance really wasn't in just it didn't run in the family. It was just something that I personally I feel like started, you know, and you brought up the idea of it because it really didn't exist. I'm my family's Mexican and that culture, it's not really something that's like as common. Like my parents are from Mexico. They grew up in Mexico and that was just something that was never taught to them. So it's I kind of felt as a young girl, I basically fell in love with dance with just watching, literally Dancing with the Stars. It was just seeing it on TV and like, oh wow, this is actually a thing. People move their bodies and you know, I had this burning desire to do it. So I kind of maneuvered my way through dance. I kind of had to find my own path through my family because it wasn't so I didn't have all the opportunities. I didn't know resource. I didn't have any resources. I didn't know where to go. I didn't know dance studios exist. So I feel like my family was very much traditional and wasn't really um artistically driven. It wasn't an artistically driven family. It was kind of like you go to school, you get a job, and you know, become a wife. You just very, very traditional. As an artist, I would describe myself as very intense and my all of my work literally stems from my life. Art for me as an artist is me living life. Like I have no limits to myself. I don't like to say, oh, I'm just a dancer, oh, like I'm just a choreographer. I don't learn from others, like or vice versa, you know. I am honestly I want to take in whatever life has to offer, whether that's through creating, whether that's just from learning with other people or just learning by myself, like with my own movement. Like I feel like there's just no limits. So I labels don't exist to me in like the in my world, you know, as an artist, you know. Drive. It's I I feel like mental health has kind of it has like to me it has like a bad ring to it. Like when you say mental health, it kind of has like, oh, like sick issues type of thing. But I feel like for me, like I just been through like just that kind of bubble where it's like, oh, like you're sick, you're this, you're that, but all of that literally has given me drive. Like that gives me drive to, you know, create art. I just find power in it. I just find power in like mental health. And I feel like power equals drive, or to like have power, you have to have drive, you know, and then vice versa. And I just feel like it's never been a weakness for me. It's almost something that's always given me strength, my mental health, whether it's bad in a bad state or good state. I feel like that defines me. Whatever defines me is powerful, you know. And that's the first word that comes up in my mind.
Wow, like that inspired me. So thank you. Oh my God. So I've never heard that from anybody before, to say that like mental health meant drive to them. You know what I mean? And that it actually meant power. That's like, that's so beautiful. So thank you for sharing. You said body image, but what have been your other personal challenges with mental health?
I feel like aside from body image, aside from the physical aspects, that was really, it was just my, my weight. Um, but I feel like in terms of mentally, I have always had like an anger, like I don't want to say anger issues because I don't think they're anger issues. I just think like very explosive personality. Like if things get me upset, like it's just the impulsive acts, and like I have a very addictive behavior too. Like I tend to like when I get very close to a person, I tend to like almost obsess in a toxic way, but almost like love too much. And I do feel like that's a thing. Like it's an unhealthy love because it's almost like it's an addiction. Like, and I feel like addiction always doesn't have to be drugs or drinking. It's just things that you indulge in that make you feel good, but just, indulge, which isn't healthy. Balance is healthy. Um, so I feel like I just feel like in a lot of instances in my life, a lot of anger, been called all the names, like I've been, and I'm a very sensitive person. So obviously, like any other young girl, you get affected by it and you start having insecurities and you start wishing and you just start hating, you know? So I feel like that to me just makes me feel weak. And I feel like it's specifically that the physical appearance and being just belittled by that. Like again, like the things that like hurt me, like definitely have made me stronger. I almost welcome like the things to hurt me. Like I allow them to hurt me, to be, because they do hurt. And like I think the true thing that's helped me is to actually sit with it, let it get me angry, and let my brain do its job. And I welcome it. I welcome it because it's a real thing. It's actually happening. And I it's literally just turning it into something beautiful. It's turning it into fire, start up that drive.